All right, so you know those golden squares of Odie goodness? The ones that, maybe you grew up with?
You mean Cheerios?
Yeah, exactly. Cheerios. Well, it turns out the company behind them, General Mills, they're not just about breakfast anymore. In fact, they're kind of making some moves that might surprise you.
That's right.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into General Mills, going way beyond the cereal aisle. We're going to look at how they're actually changing and adapting to, to the market today. And we've got a pretty good mix of stuff to work with here. We've got some of their financial reports, obviously. And then we've got some really interesting market analysis. And to top it off, we're going to take a quick peek at how their stock's doing as well.
Sounds like a plan.
So get this.
Okay.
Did you know that General Mills is like a major player in the pet food world now?
Oh, yeah. They've been making some pretty big acquisitions lately.
Yeah, it's wild. We're going to dig into all that and kind of see what it means for the company's future.
I think we're going to learn a lot today.
I think so, too. All right, so first things first, let's look at the numbers. Their most recent quarterly report shows their net sales are up by 2%, which brings them to a total of, get this, $5.24 billion. That's billion with a B.
Wow.
But that's not just some random number. That actually puts them ahead of what a lot of those Wall Street analysts were predicting, which is always a good sign, right?
Oh, absolutely. Exceeding expectations like that. I mean, it really shows that there's strong consumer demand for their products, which is especially impressive when you think about, the economy and everything right now.
Yeah, for sure. People are definitely watching their spending these days.
Exactly.
But here's where things get kind of interesting, okay? So they're projecting that their profits are actually going to decline somewhere between 1% and 3% for the next fiscal year. So that means more sales, but potentially less profit. How does that even make sense?
Well, that's where their strategy comes in. They're actually planning to really increase their investment in promotions. And that could include a bunch of different things like, more coupons, maybe some special partnerships with retailers. They might even create some new product lines that are, a little more budget friendly.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's all about appealing to those customers who are, really watching their wallets, the ones who might be tempted to, go for a cheaper brand.
Right.
It's all about staying competitive and keeping that market share, even if it means taking a bit of a hit on profits in the short term.
So they're kind of playing the long game, huh?
Yeah.
Thinking about the future growth instead of just, what they're making right now.
Exactly. Long-term vision.
Okay, but let's talk about this pet food thing for a second. General Mills buying up all these pet food brands. It's not something I ever would have thought of.
Right. Who knew?
Yeah, you don't exactly picture the Cheerios folks getting into the kibble business.
Well, it turns out this isn't their first foray into the pet food world. They just recently acquired this company called Whitebridge Pet Brands. They specialize in premium cat food and treats.
Oh, wow.
And get this, that's actually their 5th acquisition in the pet food sector.
They're serious about this.
Oh, yeah. They're not messing around. They're really committed to diversifying what they offer and tapping into those markets that are, really growing.
So it's not just about cereal and snacks anymore.
Yep.
So why pet food? What's so special about that market?
Well, the premium pet food market is really booming right now. People are, they're treating their pets like family. They want them to have the best.
Makes sense.
Especially cat owners, it seems.
Oh, really?
They're really looking for those high-quality natural ingredients, and they're willing to pay a premium for it.
So how does Whitebridge fit into all this? What do they bring to the table?
Well, Whitebridge is known for their focus on natural ingredients and sustainability, which lines up perfectly with, that demand for premium pet food that we were just talking about. Right.
So with this acquisition, General Mills can really tap into those trends.
And reach a whole new group of customers.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about sales. We've talked about pet food.
All right.
Let's take a look at how Wall Street is reacting to all this.
Right.
So General Mills' stock closed at $58.44 on February 12th, which is down just slightly by 1.52%.
Okay.
So what's that tell us? Should we be worried?
Not at all. Stock prices, they go up, they go down. It's just the nature of the market. And this little dip, it's well within their 52-week range. Which has been between $57.85 and $75.90.
Okay, so not a huge swing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
What's really important is to understand why those prices are fluctuating.
Right. Not just the numbers themselves.
And that's where, all the stuff we've been talking about comes in.
Right. So their financial performance.
Exactly.
And those strategic decisions they've been making.
All of that plays a role.
So we shouldn't get too caught up in what the stock does on any given day. We need to look at the bigger picture.
Okay, so to sum it all up, it seems like General Mills is making some pretty smart moves. They're not just, sitting back and relying on those classic brands that they're known for.
Right.
They're actively, adapting, paying attention to how consumer preferences are changing. They're branching out into new areas.
Diversifying.
And they're really investing in strategies that are going to set them up for success in the long run, even if it means, making some adjustments to their profits right now.
It's all about that long-term vision.
And that's what makes them a really interesting company to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. They're proving that even those big established brands can evolve and stay relevant no matter how much the market changes.
It's pretty impressive. Now, here's something to think about. Okay, given how much they're, pushing into this pet food market, could we actually see a day where General Mills is more well-known for pet food than for the stuff that humans eat? It's a wild thought, right?
It really is something to consider.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about as you continue your own deep dive into the world of General Mills. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.